We do a scallop dish, scallop, cabbage, black truffle, okay? All the philosophy of the food here is this, quality of ingredient. Today we buy 20 scallop. Why 20 scallop? Because this is just what we need for tonight. I butcher all the fish, all the meat from day one. Look, for me it's not a job, you know, it's my passion, I love that. I'm lucky, I still have some energy to do it.
We're gonna start with the base scallop. So this is for the mousseline. Then we're gonna add the egg white. It looks so simple, but it's like a bomb of flavor. One bite is like it has the mushroom, the farce, and the cabbage. Crunch, smoothness, everything. This is like what chef calls like the critical part of it, because you don't wanna over whip the cream. Usually when I do it, I just count like 5 seconds and it's done. You have to pass everything into a sieve to ensure that the texture will be smooth.
So she put the scallop base, truffle jus, black truffle. The dish will look very simple, but it's very technical. There are a lot of different steps. All this detail is very important in the end.
This goes in the middle. You just sandwich the truffle with the sliced scallop.
We put all this cabbage around the mold. We put this scallop mousseline. We put this cabbage marmalade, and in the middle, we put the whole raw scallop, so cut in the middle with the black truffle, and we cover with the mousseline. And after that, we're gonna cook on a steam oven. 9 a.m., start my day at Essentiel restaurant. First steps, I'm gonna cut some fruit for the pastry, for the garde-manger. I love to do my mise en place. I love to be in the kitchen with my team. Some chef friends think I'm crazy to still do all this mise en place every day. This is the way I learn, and this is the way I like to work. This is the way I show my team also, you know? Little beautiful cube. This beautiful cube will go with the ira-matcha, and this one go for the langoustine tasting menu. Okay, I'm gonna clean up here, and I'm gonna move on to the fish. I'm gonna do my butchering, fish, meat. Here we have the ira-masa for the appetizer. Tonight we probably do 15 portions with the fish. I always love to butcher the fish. We remove the bone here. We portion also when we have the order. Table of 2 ira-matcha. We cut the ira-matcha for 2 people. So Dover sole. So this Dover sole is coming from Mediterranean. I remove the fillet from the bone because after that I'm going to put on a brine and we're going to cook under the salamander. Dover sole going to the brine. Why we put on a brine? To seasoning the fish, and also the fish are more moist. Now we do the black bass. The black bass, the bone there is not straight. It's a little bit curved, you know? We have a technique to remove the fillet. So you go through the bone. I put my knife here, and I'm gonna break the bone. When I'm in a restaurant, I try to be focused 100% at the restaurant. If I do this and I have something different in my head, it's better for me to stop, to sit down on the table to accomplish what I have in my head. Like what I have in my head is this at the moment. So now we have our filet. This is Deron. Deron worked with me for many, many years. He's my right hand. Every day we clean the langoustine, what we need for tonight, with a lot of langoustines. We remove the head. We keep this for bouillon, for sauce, okay? I mean, what I don't like, I don't do. What I don't like to eat, I don't put on the menu. What I don't like to do, I don't do it. When I decide to open my restaurant, I decide to do what I love. Everything I serve for my customer is everything I like to eat. So Deron is gonna finish the langoustine when I'm gonna start to do some meat butchery. So guys, we have the venison rack. We're gonna have this venison on the menu for couple more days. And after we're gonna switch with the beef. Beautiful piece of meat. We're gonna put this one in a marinade for a couple days, and after we're gonna serve to the customer. So we have the beautiful poulard, very difficult to find in America with the head on. We remove the legs, we remove the head, and normally we let the breast to dry a little bit for 1 day. and we're gonna stuff the breast. It's a 2-day process. Every morning we have a Charlie, Ayako. They're here around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. They start to make the big prep. Here she prepped for the poulard. She's removing all the nerve because after we're gonna stuff the breast. So we're gonna roll the poulard. She put the chicken in the brine before. So it's very important to tight correctly. This is Charlie. We worked together for many years.
The thing I like about chef, everyone is on the same level, and you barely find that anywhere.
So this is our last big project.
Here I have a pot full of boiling water, and the objective is to open the pores. And we have a timer here, and they're going to go for 1 minute, 15 seconds.
My friend Chris Lim and Laurent Tourandel showed me many years ago this technique for the duck. No one was good like this one. I'm honest to say it was not my recipe. They showed me that.
We're going to drain all that hot water out of there. I'm going to let them rest for a second. So here, we're going to just trim off the excess fat. So inside here, you see the carcass, we have all this left over. So this here has to come out because this will spoil before anything. So over here is the special spice. That main ingredient is tea. It's Earl Grey tea. So it's the bergamot that we have in this mixture. So now it gets dusted just like this.
And actually the mix of the spices come from my Chinese friend Chris Lim and Laurent Tourandel also. Basically with dry edge, you know, this duck.
So these are the ducks that just came in today. They're gonna sit here for a minimum of 4 days. So these been sitting for 6 days now. It's really important you wipe all the spice off because this will get bitter when you sear the duck. So this helps the rendering. We go a little under the here because here there's always a little more fat. Then we cut it off like that. Now this is ready for service.
Okay guys, it's 2:30 to 4. We adjust all the mise en place. And here we're gonna do the cheese souffle. The first step, we do the panade. We put the milk, the butter. So we're gonna boil the milk and butter, okay? After that, we're gonna add the flour. So the cheese souffle is one of the more complicated and technical things we do every day. It looks so simple, but you don't see the technique behind. What I do, I take my finger, and when you pinch with your finger and nothing's attached to your finger, this is good, okay? Here we're gonna add the eggs. So we mix the eggs before, okay? We put a little bit chicken. We measure the seasoning, salt and pepper. After that, you put your egg white. And here you mix very well. And now we're gonna add the cream. So we need to be careful, don't over whip. See, it's nice and shiny. There's no over whip. After, I'm gonna use the same bowl to put some panade inside. After that, we add the panade, and here, as soon as you add the cream, you stop. It looks easy when I make it, because I make it for many years. Why I put this cheese souffle on the menu? Because people love French onion soup. And this French onion soup is cheese, caramelized, and onion flavor. Tonight, we're gonna serve this cheese souffle caramelized. We steam the cheese souffle, but we caramelize under the salamander, and we just serve this cheese souffle caramelized on a plate with no sauce, no jus. And we have this onion, caramelized onion, jus, come on the side, and the captain will put all the jus around. So this is a piece of Wagu, Snake River, gold label, cap. When we work on a new dish, it takes us 2-3 weeks. And after we remove what is not necessary, you know. So we're gonna sear this one with some delicatesse, because if you sear too much, it's no good for the meat, you know. So this is for the new dish. We're gonna go live probably end of the week or beginning of next week, okay? We want to do a beef here. When you come to eat here, you need to remember the beef you will eat. The best beef cut for me, the beef cap from Snake River, American Wagu. So we decide to put the beef cap on the menu. Here we have the beautiful piece of beef. Here we have some candle pasta with eggplant miso inside, okay? So we put a little bit mashed potato on the plate. Here we're gonna put some black garlic aioli. This one is a red porto. We're gonna put this beautiful piece of Wagu. We're gonna put this pepper sauce with some sake. The captain will drop the sauce a little bit on the top. I mean, the piece of the beef is fantastic. The real question is what we can remove to be more essential. Maybe the red pork.
The red pork.
Yeah, the red pork is not necessary. Look, the idea behind this is steak au poivre. Everybody knows steak au poivre. This is a steak au poivre, but from Essential by Christophe. So we are 30 minutes just before the service, and we start to sear some duck breast. We don't pre-cook the duck, but we cook very, very slowly, and we start with a cold pan to remove all the fat.
You want to start on a cold pan, and then the fat will render, and you pour out the fat, and then you take another cold pan, and you repeat it again and again and again.
If we rush the cooking process for the duck, it is not correct, and the duck has no time to rest. Everybody is ready for the service. It's gonna be like 3-4 hour service. It's gonna be beautiful. This is all what we do all day. Now it's like a show. Ordering one langoustine à la carte, one langoustine menu, followed by Dover sole and duck. So Dover sole is exclusive fish. We call this one au plat. I think why this restaurant is busy every single night, because we do what the people like also. They recognize that. They love this type of dish. In the end, you have a beautiful poulard with a crispy skin, with some black truffle, and you have the fantastic albufara sauce and the mashed potato. So the black bass, I mean, I love this fish because it's local, it's wild also. It's one of my signature dish for many years, and this dish is me, you know. Everything I love is very flavorful, and I put some reza clams with this. This dish is from day one on the menu, and we cannot remove. First, langoustine à la carte, let's go. In France, we have a classic langoustine mayonnaise. So it's a warm langoustine, just lightly cooked, with mayonnaise on the side, arugula, and pepperade in the middle. Essential is the philosophy of the whole restaurant, the philosophy how we cook. But I focus on the quality of ingredients and on the execution. This is very, very important for me. I mean, if you see my food today, it's way more simple than 15 years ago. And we try to, every day, to go to the essential in the dish. Basically, essential is to remove what is not necessary.